Gentlemen, we've been over the rules. Protect yourself at all times.
On the fence. I'm on the fence.
We don't need to talk about that.
Left hook from Yaounde came and landed on him, so.
King's Court MMA 290 review show. He had to get this in. It's your boy Obasogi.
Yes, it's your guy Mardy.
Mardy, Mr. International, putting Pitbull, Mr. Worldwide, giving him a run for his money. Obviously, hoping you're all enjoying the PFL content, behind the scenes, fighter interviews. Mardy was there when they were still unboxing sound equipment. Honestly, jump on the channel, give us a like, show us some love. PFL, Thank you so much for the love and support. Absolutely opening doors for us, much appreciated. And all the fighters being so forthcoming and welcoming us into their community, because we're still babies in this game. But Indeed. PFL showing us so much love, so we just got to show the love back. Opening statement. Big up, big up. Right. I know. And then we'll get to the middleweights. Woo. Again, that was I don't think any of us were backing that. But our guy Bobby Knuckles versus Dricus Du Plessis.
DDP. It's me.
DDP.
It's DDP. Wow. I got to eat my words. I've got to eat my words because, I did rate Dricus, but I thought Robert was just that, the level of a different class, really and truly. I thought it wasn't. And Robert showed that actually in there was signs that he was doing well. But he's actually a dog. He's just a mauler. He's big as well. He's bigger than I thought he would be. He's big.
Big dude.
He made Robert look a bit small.
He ragdolled Robert. Let's be honest. There were moments when he was taking him down with the judo throws.
Yeah,
and just come here, son.
It's mad.
And then taking him down and holding him down in that position and threatening the dash choke. I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I was like, no. I thought he was. I was in shock. Again, talking about IQ, I thought he showed such high levels of IQ in that fight against Robert, and I think the game plan was excellently executed. That's when someone has been given a script, given a game plan, and because let's be honest, we weren't expecting that because we've never seen him do that before. He's always, like you said, he shows the dog, he shows the determination, he looks gassed before the end of round one. Everything looks a bit ragged, but when it's a shootout and a firefight, he always comes out on top.
That's it.
That's traditionally what we're used to.
Yeah.
I feel like I did enough to almost pick him in the build-up because I was talking about the cardio and the surgery and all the rest of it, and I was going to lean that. I was so close to leaning that way, and I thought, nah, it's Bobby Knuckles.
Yeah, what we're talking about here,
And I did start selling the Africa dream. I was saying, like, I'm obviously going Bobby Knuckles, but I want this. I want Africa versus Africa. I want this in Africa. I want this even in South Africa. I want the Ale Bumbaye, Ale Bumbaye. I want all the smoke for this fight. And talking about smoke, right. We're a small platform. I just want to say, so I don't want us to get deplatformed or demonetized or whatever, be anything by YouTube before we even get up and going. So
exactly,
I'm gonna repeat some words, but I'm going to give you we're gonna put up our editor in chief, Mr. Mardy, is gonna put up the translation that I'm putting up. So therefore, and we'll put it even in the bio and everything, so some people can get a bit of a history lesson. So I don't know, and then there's even a meme. I don't know if there's this little. I'm going to be really quick. There's a little white kid in America, and he's doing like a spelling bee in America, and whoever the adjudicator says, "Oh, spell," and the word he's told to spell is "negus," and the kid's like, it's hilarious. I'll send it to you. Spell negus. Negus, and so and everyone's like, look at him like, yeah, if you mispronounce that wrong, it will come
It's a
out
long
like
day.
it will come out, and then if you spell it the other way, it will come out. So the little kid's thinking Negus, 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 and he's repeating himself, Negus, Negus, and then he goes
No.
Negus, Negus, right? Negus is a noun derived from the Ethiopian Semitic roots meaning to reign. The title has subsequently been used to translate the word king or emperor in biblical and other literature. I'm aware of this only because of Nas. Nas used to rap about Negus, and when he used Negus, that is what he's referring to. So basically, it's royalty, it's a king, it's emperor. Right. So this is how I'm going to go down the script of Izzy comes into the ring now. One, I'm not keen about that because you're the champion. So I would have liked you're the champion. Like for me, the challenger needs to be coming into your space and like making that you're the champion. So you're almost coming down a level to go, you come and fight me.
Yeah, exactly.
Now he's shouting Negus, Negus this, Negus that, Negus this, Negus that, Negus that. I lost count after 4 Negus. I'm not gonna lie. I saw the clip that you showed me, which said that it was all premeditated.
Because he was talking about it before.
Izzy knew exactly what he was going to say and all the rest of it. I just really, even as a let's be honest, as a black man, I felt it was bad. It was a bad look. And it was almost like he was trying to set a trap where, and it was almost like, and I brought up that little white boy from America where he's surrounded by the thought of that word, but he can't say it.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's almost like it's exactly the same as Dricus, where even if he said, I'm not your Negus, or you're not my Negus, or why are you calling me a Negus? As soon as he says the word, it's out there in the universe. And everyone said he's used the word, he's weaponized it, he's all the rest of it.
Entrapment.
So the fact that he didn't even like utilize it in his comebacks, I'm giving him the class points. I'm giving him 100% class points. And even watching other channels who are covering this, they're just, even BT, Charles Sonnen, everyone, like, this narrative needs to drop very quickly because the media aren't going to be able to hype up this fight if it's surrounded around that word because nobody wants to say it. So it just needs to drop. And if this is going to be the build up, it's not going to be pleasant. It's not going to be a nice build up. I get Dana wants nothing to do with it. Dana doesn't even care. Dana's like, look, whatever sells the fight, this is the fight business. I don't really care. That's cool. I think for the media outlets, they've just said, oh, it was Izzy came in, and it got a bit offensive, and then they just move on. So, we're talking about how these clips, for example, get cut for promo. They can't cut that in the promo for the fight, can they?
Oh yeah, that's true.
There's so much thing they wouldn't even want to do it with bleeping it out. It's making the promotional part of the fight quite uncomfortable for so many people that they're gonna have to just be like, pretend that never happened.
Yeah, that's true. Oh yeah, we're not gonna see it in any countdowns. We're not gonna see it in any embedded. Unless you think maybe they'll even bleep it, or they won't even dare do that.
I don't think they would. I don't even think I wouldn't want them to bleep it. I just think I wouldn't want them to use it.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, they'll get some backlash if they do.
And I'm putting it out there. I'm disappointed in the use of the word, and I get why. Well, I understand. I don't understand, but I've heard his rationale as to why he was going to use it in that way. But it was overkill for me, and. Yeah, it just was. I just don't think it was required. Like, and at the end of the day, whether he wants to admit it or not, he's a role model to many young people around the world, different races, black, white, yellow, green, aliens, whatever. And a lot of people, why do you want to make yourself enemy number one? I know it might be a good marketing tactic to sell because everybody doesn't want to see you win. Everybody's going to pay to see you lose, aka Mayweather. But for me, it's like, I want to see what his mum and dad say to him, honestly. Because I don't think his mum and dad are educated. I don't think they're going to be too happy at the usage of that word. So it's going to be interesting to see if he's going to be put into check or if he's going to still carry on with that narrative. Because I didn't really feel comfortable with it. We both didn't like the whole what Dricus did in terms of saying you didn't go to Africa and all the rest of it. And like, I'm glad you brought up that clips where yes, all the African champions have gone back to Africa, gone back to the village,
Yeah,
taking the belt and showing
not just to
respect,
see the village. Yeah,
and taking it back. So yeah, Dricus was wrong there, but you know, where sometimes when people go low, our narrative should be got to go high. So I'm disappointed. I'm just putting it out there. Very disappointed. So Izzy Adesanya, if you see this, you know, I love you, but man, you're moving a bit sus. You're moving a bit sus there. For me, for my liking.
Okay. That's Obasagi speaking there. You know, that's not Marty speaking there, just for all you people out there. I mean, I understand, I get exactly what you're saying. And for me, yeah, he didn't need to use that word, and I would have preferred him not to use that. But Izzy's Izzy. We're talking about that, where somebody's gone down low, we should go, up high. But this is Izzy. Izzy's petty MF #1. Izzy the one that 5 years ago Pereira's son took the mick out of him in a ring? He came out 5 years later, did the same thing to a little boy, basically what, he's 12, 13 or something like that. This is Izzy. And Izzy, yeah, he's a role model, but Izzy's like Marmite to people, and I've been found in this, we talked about in the preview on socials. People either love him or they hate him. I don't think there's actually in between. I was talking to Hadi when we were talking to PFL. Adi loves Pereira. Adi loves Robert Whittaker. He doesn't like Izzy. And I checked him. I was like, yo, you watch yourself there, boy. No, all love Adi. But this is Izzy. Like, and I get it. But I think.
So do you not think in 5-10 years' time he's going to look back and go, when he's got children, man, I regretted that moment?
Oh yeah, I think so. And there'll be a lot of stuff that he's done that he'll regret. But yeah, and I don't agree with his response. But again, for me, I'm just like, that's Izzy. Izzy will always be Izzy. We're not going to see Francis Ngannou do that. We're not going to see Kamaru Usman do that, because they're a different personality. They're completely different guys. Now, just going on to Dricus, like, to his thing, the things that it's touched the nerve, basically, the whole idea and ideology of what he said. Can we get into that briefly?
For sure. It's fair. Yeah.
Because and there's been things pasted all over in terms of, okay, the racial connotations, all of this. Let's put that to one side, because even though I do think there's an issue there, but I'll put it to one side at the moment in time. The fundamental thing that I think that Drick has made a mistake by saying is that he's the real African champion because he was born in Africa, he grew up in Africa, and he trains out of Africa currently.
Yeah.
That's the fundamental, and these other guys are not. So he's using that, saying I'm a real African because I do that, because I've done this. The fundamental error that he's made in that is he's talking about a whole continent that is built up of what, 32 countries, or I don't, you don't even know.
Like 52 countries, bro.
52 countries again, my bad. But like, there's so many countries in Africa with so many. And each
warrior. Running with my spear in my head. I'm an African warrior. Rolling with my spear in my hair.
Go for it.
Sorry. It's on his talking. My bad.
It's so good. But like, all of these countries, they all have their own issues. They've all got their own GDP. They've all got their own everything. Like, and he's coming from the largest physical landmass in Africa, which is South Africa. Which, again, we know the history there, and we know how that's actually the economical structure of South Africa is probably one of the most advanced in all of Africa. And he's comparing it to Nigeria, who, again, let's not feel sorry for Nigeria, because we are big boys. We are the biggest boys in Africa, sort of thing, in terms of
the big boys.
Exactly. Cameroon and Nigeria as well, basically. But they each have got their own economic standards and whatnot. So I'm sorry for you to say that I've done this. You can say that, because there's opportunities, there's things that you've grown up that have more privileges and stuff like that in terms of where you've grown up. You can't say that just because you've grown up in one country. That's like somebody from the UK or England saying to someone from maybe like Bosnia, maybe 20 years ago, oh, I'm a real European because I've grown up in. it's a farce. That's the fundamental thing of it.
Facts. No, I don't. I 100% agree with you because, and we can speak. Let's speak openly. Our parents are classic examples of that. Our own parents left the motherland, and we were brought up in the UK, in Europe, because of the lack of opportunities in our mother country. We were born into privilege, and it's the same with Izzy. And everyone knows about Ngannou's journey, and it was the same with Kamaru. Their parents, their families had to leave. So even for Dricus to bring that up, you're making this is generational issues. Like this is a lot. This is a lot. It's a lot, and you're making out like these guys were fully grown at the level they are now in Africa, then left.
Yeah,
that's different. If they'd done that, you could potentially go, oh, but you're a sellout. As soon as you made some money, you left Africa and you never looked back. And when you when you were coming up, your come up was in Africa. Africa made you, Africa as a continent made you, and then you moved with money, with your privilege. It's not like that. It hasn't worked like that. So that's the only way he would have got me, you, and everyone on side who is educated to that level to go, actually, Dricus he's not wrong there. It's different. It's different. It's different. Their families left, let's say, in the 80s, the 90s. My family left a year before I was born here. Family left because of lack of opportunity, because of corruption, because of issues, because of whatever it may be, economics, civil wars. And again, if you want to get into geopolitics, unfortunately, a lot of this, if you go back, is due to the colonization, is due to the land being raped, the resources being raped, South Africa being still the classic example of that. Let's be honest, apartheid ended in our generation. I remember when Nelson Mandela left. So if you're going to bring that stuff up, I remember being aged 10 when Nelson Mandela was let out of prison. So he should never, ever have uttered those words. I agree.
And that's when the racial connotations come into it, because of that specific reason. Preach, brother, literally. And he's younger. He's 32 or 31. He's the similar age to me, so he grew up in the 90s. He was born in the 90s. So again, maybe he doesn't have the recollection of that. But there's a certain resource because of that. There was certain resources that all of those years stayed within a certain group of people in South Africa. That's all I'm saying. I'm just going to leave it at that. But anyway.
Yeah. No, it's a lot. So no, but I also don't agree with Izzy. I disagree with both of them effectively. And Izzy definitely should not have utilized that NEGUS language. I will never say the ER version. I never say it in real life. I don't even say it when it's in a rap song. I don't like the word. I know where it comes from. I know how it originates. If you even want to do your history, look at the name Nigeria. That was Nigeria and where that comes from and who came up with that name and all the rest of it. Honestly, people, there's a lot, and that's why the build up to this fight could be a very uncomfortable one if it stays on this narrative, which is what I would rather not see. But we are also in the fight business, and that might be what is required for Izzy to make a lot of money on a fight that he feels people might not be that interested in because Dricus has basically come out of nowhere. So it's
that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. He wants the money to fall, but I'm excited. I'm here for it, and that's what.
I wanted this fight. This is the one I wanted.
Exactly. Yeah.
But I don't want it in Australia, and that's where it's going to be interesting because that's a 9-week turnaround.
Oh yeah.
I don't want it there. I don't want it in Sydney though.
But he's fresh. Dricus fresh. Dricus didn't get hurt from.
Is it fair? Still, you don't know. He's a big. We've already said he's a big guy, so we don't know what the weight cut might have done to him.
Just like you said, in terms of the privileges that certain fighters have, Izzy can do. He can do what he wants. And best believe, if the champ is saying you get a title shot, better get ready in 9 weeks. Dricus better get his training boots on now. 1 week rest, get back into camp.
True, but Dricus could also turn around and do exactly what Charles Olive said. And basically, not even Charlie Olive hasn't even said he's injured or anything. He's just said I won't be ready. Imagine Dricus could also say that.
And Izzy will ring up Sean Strickland, and Strickland will be like, "Yeah, I will do it." Simple.
You don't want to see that, but you know that will sell.
That would be.
It wouldn't be a great fight. It would be a one-sided battering in my eyes, but the build-up would be hilarious.
Tasty.
Oh gosh. Yeah, that's us getting into the political side. But kudos to Dricus. Honestly, shocked the world. Absolute ragdoll. Robert Whittaker. What's next for Whittaker? Whittaker, I've seen him come out with a statement, just say, look, Dricus came to fight. I unfortunately just wasn't feeling great that night. He just said he just had an off night effectively. Said he wants to fight again before the end of this year. Give me whoever I need to get back up there.
Fair play.
Yeah, it was yeah, when the more I think about it, the more I think, damn, that was very one-sided. And let's just talk about that finishing sequence when it was a jab. It was a jab that stunned Bobby Knuckles. The eyes, and as he's jabbed, he's got straight jab. Robert was throwing a hook at the time. The jab, obviously, the straight jab lands always before the hook. And then Dricus has already got his arms up because he's seen the hook coming. So he's like, whilst Whittaker's falling back, Dricus is doing that. If you see the replay, Dricus is like, and then he's like, what?
Exactly. What? Oh, he's down.
And then he goes into the kill. And you know what part of the kill I love? The fact that it was, for him, again, very calculated, timed all the shots perfectly. And my gosh, the body shot. Did you see the body shot when that ripped in? Oh, I was like, if you could put a target on where the perfect place to land the power body shot is, it would be there. It was beautiful. And that's the one that drops Bobby down to the,
And then he finished it from there.
Fantastic sequence.
What a guy. What a guy.
We're always fair. We're not biased here. We're going to be fair. EDP.
Fair play to you, lad.
Fantastic.
Fair play to you.
His nose is truly fixed. He's never looked that good. He's never looked that good. But yo, we're going to have part 2, everyone. This is King's Court MMA. Part 1, 290 review show. What an event. Look out for part 2. Again, thank you for the support. Subscribe, like, comment, share. I'm your guy, Obasogi.
I'm your guy, Mardy.
Bob out. Peace.
All right, gentlemen, we've been over the rules. Protect yourself at all times.
On the fence. I'm on the fence.
We don't need to talk about
Left hook from Yaounde came and landed on him, so